This mid-set expansion really is a whole new set. There's so much to learn and we're having so much fun in the PvE and we cannot wait for you to try these out. We are especially enjoying the daily builds. A good way to figure out what to play is to check the daily PvE builds and see what got buffed, you know? Yep, I mean you won't always be playing the OPs, but you'll definitely not be playing the undertuned stuff. Hey guys, welcome back to another ProGuides CFT video. My name is Nathan Ng and today we're going to be looking into the new system changes, items, and overall tinkering that is going to be going on with the Festival of Beasts in the PvE. Playing it, there sort of seems like there's that way to play that is quite similar, but the various trinkets that Riot has added makes you alternate between a couple of game plans at least, instead of just the usual power leveling or reroll routes. Can't wait to see more of it. Before we dive right on in, I just want to let you guys know that we have a Discord community and a new subreddit that's growing really fast. We have you to thank for that and want to continue building our community and helping you be a part of it. Make sure you check the link in the description down below. For our question of the day, what's your favorite Orin artifact? Gold collector for me. It's like Space Pirates but on steroids. System changes. Chosen, while an interesting mechanic, is essentially a special item and more traits that special items exist, which is kind of boring. Well, at least Riot thinks so. Thus, we have Lucky Lantern, the new hashtag replayability system that will make our games a little bit more spicy. Or not. So, what is the Lucky Lantern? It's a new mechanic inherent to the Festival of Beasts, which is close to what Galaxy was, but condensed and not at the start of the game. The lantern will appear on your map at the stage 2-1, or 3-1, or 4-1, but not every single time. It can just not appear, and you can have a fully normal game. Don't worry. You getting the lantern means everyone else got one, so the playing field is even. The field is evened out further since all players get the same things from the lantern. Finally, the later it comes, the better and more stuff it contains. So if you're winning big time, you probably wish for a 4-1 to make it a first. Or earlier if you're losing and looking for a comeback. As even as the rewards are, it might fit certain comps better than others, so it can still prove to be more of an advantage to certain players. So it's not totally even canceling out. All sort of goodies lie within the lantern. The obvious one is gold and item components, but there's also possibility for Nicos, spatulas, or even Force of Nature. That's kind of crazy, huh? Well, you haven't heard the best yet, there's even more stuff coming up, and it's consumables, or at least that's what they're calling them. You can get them out of the lantern and nowhere else. So if you don't get one, don't count on them appearing. Let's look them over. Loaded dice. Loaded dice is really cool. You can use it on champion and you get the champion of the same trait in the shop. Great applications include 3-star and 1 cost in the early game, getting 2-star 4 costs, or even find those elusive 5 costs. Loaded dice is still subject to rolling odds as far as we know right now, so you can't really get a swing by rolling on a brand at 2-1. That'd be broken. Reforger is kinda, weird. So what it does is it removes items from a champion, then rearranges them in your inventory. For example, if you have 2 completed items and 1 component, you will reroll the 2 completed items to something else and the component as well. Sounds really bad, you'll say, but it's not that bad, as you'll use it to reroll components or full items you got from the late carousel that you didn't want. At least with it, you can get a chance of getting something that you can use. Magnetic Remover. Magnetic Remover is the more tame and more useful version of Reforger, where it just lets you unequip the items from them. This is particularly useful when you have a champion that you want in your final comp, but they also make a great item carry and you want your final items on the carry on your team. A good example is Kindred. She does amazing as an item carry, and you can even get her chosen on your way to a kill executioner comp. However, you'd rather not spend the 9 gold to get another Kindred and just pop the items off when you get that KO. Finally, the Training Dummy. This is an artificial frontliner essentially. It helps you slow things down when you don't want them hitting your mobs, and in general gives you a frontline that's upgraded naturally with the passage of time. By 6-1, the Tummy is a 3-star with tons of HP. It's nice for backline centric comps that lack frontline, like Diana used to be when she was paired with Lissandra. We expect Riot to add more consumables down the line, sort of how they treated Galaxies in Set 3. Not as many as one in every patch, but sort of a rotation might happen, and we'll have to wait and see. We would definitely like to see more of them though. What would you like to make? Let's talk about the couple of changes happening to items so far. We are fairly certain that there will be more, but for now, that's all that's changing, and even that might be subject to some switcheroos. There's only 2 items changing as preemptive nerfs, seeing the kits of certain champions and nerfing them in anticipation of them being broken using them. The items in question are Hexa Gunblade, which now has a smaller overall max shield, with a 25% nerf. Runin's Hurricane gets a 10% nerf to the AD ratio in the bullet's bonus damage. Olaf and Zed are sad, probably Tryndamere too. Both of these are good nerfs, and you should expect more to items like Giant Slayer, Hand of Justice, and so much more. There doesn't seem to be intention for item overhauls yet, but Riot likes to space content, so they might touch base with OP items like the GA during the Festival of the Beasts, or leave it for Set 5. Welcome to our favorite part of the video. Save the best for last. Or create some really strong items that can have an enormous impact on games. So let's explore them and see what they can do. The most artifacts that we managed to get are 4 due to 2 Nicos and a lucky early shop Ornn find, but even one is enough to turn the tables. Gold Collector, our favorite item, comes first. Fast auto-attacking champions make great use of this, as it is an AD item. With Samira, you can get over 5 to 6 gold if she manages to get a full style point and silent opponents. Manazane, I'm sorry if I can't say this correctly, which allows low mana champions to chain cast their ultimate or high mana cost champions to cast back to back. A good example is Kindred. With her low mana, will cast 6 spells before auto attacking after casting her first spell. Heavy hitting spell champions can chain cast as well. Imagine Aurelion Soul and this with Mage. Death Star Obliteration Ray. Infinity Force is just a lump of every stat in the game except dodge, and it's all in 3s cause Zelda. It's good on any carry that doesn't have a third item yet. Death's Defiance is World of Warcraft's Monk Stagger mechanic. It's a great defensive item for champions that lifesteal, as they can offset the slow ticking damage with their healing and invalidate most of the damage that they receive. Blitzcrank is back in the game, or at least the God Hand is. It works exactly like Blitzcrank always did, and coming so late into the game, many opponents did not really position for it, putting carries in the corners if they haven't scouted you. Use it last second on the turn to get the most advantage out of this. Obsidian Cleaver is the League counterpart but on steroids. It shreds armor and MR by 40% with each attack, essentially putting a death mark on any target the wearer attacks. It works with spells too, so imagine Cho'Gath with Fabled and this. Anima Visage. Someone's been playing Shadowlands. There's not a lot of healing in that item, making it great for Siphoner comps, and it really has Swain's name on it, if you have him. Overall, it can actually go on Ornn himself as a good tank with CC, or even a life-stealing rapid attacking carry to further boost their regeneration, if you are worried that you won't get another artifact for them later. Eternal Winter is what Frozen Heart wants to be. It really counters fast attack speed champions, and if the wearer survives in the front line, they can freeze the whole opponent's front line. Zhonya's Paradox is an amazing defensive item, especially since the invulnerability might be aggro dropping. We haven't seen it in action yet, but if the aggro drops, even better. Finally, Randuin's Sanctum, which would be amazing on comps who don't mind stacking. In a Vanguard Mystic comp, which already has a lot of resistances, imagine stacking around an Ornn with this equipped. Unbreakable Wall, nice to meet ya. That's it for this update this time. We are aware that there are some trade changes as well, but we do not like reporting those since they change all the time. We will report them close to the end of the PPE and keep playing the amazing game that is happening in the test realm right now. As always, thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the comments if you have any feedback or questions, and have fun playing on the PPE. We sure will. And finally, if you want to get better at TFT, visit ProGuides.com, where you can find a challenger coach that will help you reach your dream rank. And with all that being said, as always, my name is Nathan Ng. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.